Hey everyone, it's McCabe with Myrtle and Moss Photography. Today I'm going to show you a quick demo of how to use Imagen. Now if you do want more information about the program, I do have another video here on my YouTube which goes a little bit more in depth about the program. But for now I'm going to share with you a quick demonstration on how to edit an entire gallery in just minutes using Imagen. Alright, so here we are in Lightroom Classic. I've gone ahead and opened up a gallery that we're going to edit here today. So I'm just going to quickly go through some of the images here. You can see that I've selected a bunch of different genres and lighting scenarios just to show you how good Imagen is at adapting the settings for each individual image. Now what I've gone ahead and done already is actually just star rated some of these, just so I can show you how Imagen does incorporate the star rating into its editing process. Okay, so none of these images have any editing done to them whatsoever. And what we need to do is prepare them to upload into Imagen. So in order to do that, we need to export these as a catalog. So I am on a PC, so if I reference any keyboard shortcuts, keep in mind that this is for a PC and not a Mac. So I'm gonna go Control A to select all of my images, and I'm gonna go File, Export as Catalog. I'm gonna go ahead and just name it Ange Test Catalog. Okay, now down here at the very bottom, you can see that there's some options to select. We're just going to make sure that build/include smart previews is selected and then go over here and hit save. Now it's just going to take a couple minutes to create that catalog, and then we'll be opening it up in Imagen. Okay, so now that our catalog is ready to go, we're going to go ahead and open up the Imagen program, which you download right to your desktop. Okay, so over here you can see we have Home, AI Profiles, Projects, and right here is the profile shop where you can find my profile, which is called Golden Storytelling by Myrtle and Moss, along with a bunch of other beautiful profiles that you can test out yourself. Okay, so right here under AI Profiles, we're going to be using my Golden Storytelling by Myrtle and Moss right here. And just on the right here, I'm going to click Use to Edit. We're just going to go and drag and drop that catalog into Imagen. So there we are. And I'm just going to make sure it's selected here. And you can see that right now it has 162 images and it's going to be editing 162. But we have done star rating. So I'm going to go up here and click 5-star rating. And you can see now that the filtered photos is 145, so it's only going to be editing those images that we've selected. So now that we're ready, I'm going to go ahead and click Next. It's going to prompt you to select the genre. We're just going to say family and newborn. Now at the next screen here, you can see these are all the extra features that you can include in your edits. So all of these are customizable within their own settings. So the ones that I personally like to use are straighten and smooth skin and whiten teeth. Now before you even apply it, you can go in here and adjust them, which I'm going to go and do that. I'm just going to back it off a little bit there and just select Save Changes. You can always go back and alter them and then re-edit the images as well if you find that they're too much or too little. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click Edit. So here you can just see that our project is uploading and it might take a couple minutes for it to be ready. Sometimes weddings with a lot more images might take, let's say, up to 20 minutes, but you do get an email sent as soon as they're ready, so you don't have to be sitting around waiting at your computer. All right, so now that they have uploaded, we can just minimize this screen here. You can see that it's currently in the editing phase and it might just take another minute and we'll be ready to go. All right, so that only took a couple minutes and you can see now that we are edited and we're ready to go. So we're gonna go over here to download to review. All right, now I'll just click download edits. And it's just giving me a warning here that it's gonna overwrite any previous editing in our Lightroom catalog, which is totally fine. So I'll hit continue and then open Lightroom catalog. Now, because Lightroom was already open, it's gonna go and prompt me to relaunch. All right, so now that they're all loaded into Lightroom, we can go ahead and check our edits. Now for the sake of this video, I'm not gonna be going through all of them, but I will just show you how good these edits are straight out of Imagen. Now, if you wanna compare the side-by-sides, we can just click this little button right here. It's the before and afters. Of course, if there's any tweaks that we want to do, now is the time to do it. So far, I'm quite happy with these. Minus a couple little tweaks, they're pretty darn close to how I would edit if I was doing them by hand. All right, so just for an example here, I'm just gonna do a couple little tweaks to it. Okay, now we can see the before and after. Now what I would do if this wasn't for a demo is I would go through individually and make any little tweaks, and then when I re-uploaded them to the program, it would know the changes I would want done for next time. Now if you go over here to our masking layer, you can see that we have Imagen teeth whitening here, as well as their smooth skin masks. So we can select those. If we want to see where they are, we can just select show overlay, but if we do want to make any tweaks, we can certainly do that to the masks as well. Now for the sake of this video, let's just pretend that we've gone and made all of the adjustments that we want. We're going to go back to the Imagen program, and we would go over here to upload final edits. Now I'm not actually going to be uploading these because I haven't made all of the adjustments that I want, but it's truly just as simple as clicking upload final edits. You don't need to re-upload any catalog or anything like that. Now let's just say we weren't completely happy with the editing. I'm just going to move my head here really quick. You can see below that it does have a rating system here just to give the program feedback. Now, if you did find that there were a lot of adjustments that had to be done to pretty much all of the images, you can go over here and click these three little dots beside Upload Final Edits, and then you would go to Adjust AI Profile. Now, if you needed to tweak the skin smoothing or the teeth whitening or any of the other features that you had applied, you can go ahead and do that and then re-edit the images once again without having to pay anything extra. So let's just say that I found all of the images too light and we wanted to make them a little bit darker. I'm just going to go ahead and click Adjust AI Profile, so that we can actually see what the changes are doing to our images. We're going to go ahead and upload a few raw files. All right, so we're just going to drag and drop 5 images here. It'll just take a moment for them to load. Now, right now you can see the current AI profile that is applied. And if we want to make any changes, we can go over here to the right. Let's just say that we wanted to increase our tint to magenta a little bit more. And let's just say we wanted to decrease exposure and decrease shadows. Now we can just select preview changes and you can see the fine tuning that you've done. Now, just for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and increase the warmth pretty close to the right, just so we can see a more of a drastic change in the adjustment here. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to go and decrease my shadows a lot as well. All right, so if I was happy with the re-edit, I would go ahead and click Save and Download again. Or if you want to reset to default, you can also click the button down there. But because I'm happy with my profile, I'm going to hit Cancel. Now, if you were to purchase a profile, this is also where you would find it loaded. You can go ahead and also make duplicates. So if you photograph a few different genres and you find that your editing style is slightly different for both, there's no limit to how many profiles you can actually create or duplicate. So if you do want to make a duplicate, all you need to do is click the 3 little buttons, select duplicate, and from here, any images that you use that specific profile for, it's not going to go and affect your original profile. If you wanted to start your own profile from scratch, you would click create your own profile up here on the right. And if you select Personal AI Profile, this is where you're going to upload minimum 3,000 images to get started building your AI profile. Now, if you don't already have a catalog with that many edited images, like myself, I clear out my catalogs because I don't actually use my Lightroom as a form of backup by any means. So when I first started with Imagen, before there was the option to have a light personal AI profile, I'm not going to lie, it did take me some time, but it was definitely worth my time because now I have my profile dialed in and it's available to you guys as well. So like I said, if you didn't have 3,000 images or more to upload, you can also select Light Personal AI Profile. And this is where we're just going to upload the presets that you're currently using. And while it will edit your images right away with it, it will take some time to get to know exactly how you edit and to actually create a really nice profile that you're happy with. So all you would simply do is just go into your folder where you keep your presets and just drag and drop your XMP file. So I just want to quickly share with you on the Imagen website how you can actually test these profiles before you purchase. So if you did want to try out my golden storytelling profile, you can find the link in the caption below. And along with that, you can get 1,500 free edits as well if you sign up. If you wanted to try out my profile, all you need to do is click Try the Profile and upload up to 10 raw images. Now the thing is, it only allows you to upload 10. If you wanted to test them on more images, you just need to reload the page and you can upload 10 more. All right, so I'll go ahead and drag 10 images. Now it might take a couple moments for them to load because they are large raw files, of course, but it instantly applies my profile so you can see what your images would look like with them applied. If you want to refer to the original image, all you need to do is click Original up here. You can toggle between the two. Now, if you're like me and you're hesitant to try new things or change up your workflow, I promise you that Imagen, once you have it dialed in, is such a time saver. And honestly, your biggest regret would probably be not starting sooner. All right, so more information and links can be found in the caption below. Now, if you aren't already part of my online community, I would absolutely love to have you there. It's a private group on Facebook called Stay Inspired with McCabe. And if you did enjoy this video, of course, I would appreciate the likes and the follows, and definitely don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Thanks so much, and I hope you found this video useful.